Hello everyone, Juicebags here, and welcome back to a little more Orcs Must Die 2. One of the most exciting things for me about OMD2 entering into the Steam Workshop is the ability to make some custom onslaughts, as that really adds massively to the replayability of the game. You know, the weapons and everything, the additional traps are cool as hell, so don't get me wrong. However, I want to play the game. I don't want to just play with new toys. So I'm very excited about the ability to make the custom onslaughts, and I want to show you guys how to get that done today. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is head on over to the Orcs Must Die Steam Workshop page. You'll find that under Community and then Workshop. And read this starter guide. You see there's a link to the starter guide right here. It is going to have more information in it, I believe, in the future. But there is a good starting point that will give you a basic on how the folder should be set up and just what you should do to get started. Now, after you read through the OMD2 Steam Workshop starter guide, then you want to go over to your library. And from your library, you want to go down to Tools. And you're going to see in your tools here the Orcs Must Die 2 Workshop tool. You're going to want to install that. As you see, I've got mine already installed, so I'm good to go. Okay, now the next thing you want to do is get yourself a copy of Notepad++. That's really what you want to be using to do any editing. It is a free program. So just in Google, if you just type in Notepad++, and you're going to see right at the top there, Notepad++ Home. You can go there, go over here to download, and the very top one, Notepad plus the installer. This is the easiest way to go. That will download the installer for you. That will automatically put it in game. Alright, now since I'm going through that Juiced Nightmare mod, I'm on the Big Valleys map, so I thought I would take the opportunity to do a tutorial and knock out the Big Valleys map at the very same time. So first things first, I want to go ahead and open up my OMD2 Workshop tool. And here we go, and here's the mods that I've already done. You see Blunderbuss, Machine Gun, Foul Play, the Super OP Full Auto Stone Staff, the Juiced Nightmare, which is the campaign I'm going to be working on, the Mighty Morphin Power Crossbow, the Moneybags Amulet, the much requested Spammable Stone Staff, and the Super Accurate Crossbow. So let's go ahead and just move that Steam Workshop tool over to the side for now. And I want to navigate to my Orcs Must Die 2 folders. Now, you learn from reading the starter guide, after you run this Orcs Must Die 2 Workshop tool once, it's going to create a new folder in your documents. So I'm going to go ahead and get to my documents, and I'm going to see Robot Entertainment right here. So inside of the Robot Entertainment folder, we're going to have an OMD2 folder. Inside that one, we're going to have another folder that is My Mods. It's important to have all this pathing correct. Now, this gets created automatically when you run the Workshop tool. Then when I go into My Mods, I see here are my mods that I had created. Let me move that over here. Okay, now we're going to be working on the Juiced Nightmare. So to do the Onslaught, we want the folder in the My Mods folder. That's going to be the name of the actual mod. In this case, it's Juiced Nightmare. Inside of that, we're going to have another folder that you have to create that's labeled Mod. And then you're also going to have a mod preview image. That's got to be a JPEG. These two are required to upload your mod to the Steam Workshop. Now, inside of the mod folder, we're going to have another folder that's called Game. Inside of that, we're going to have a folder called Onslaughts, and this is where we're going to get started with our custom Onslaughts. So if we get and open that up, we see that I've got the chasm, the crossing, the edge, and the tunnels already done, and we want to add in big valleys. So I'm going to come back over to my Orcs Must Die 2 workshop tool, click the help right up top, and then show Onslaught samples. Now this is going to bring up a list of all of the Onslaughts for OMD2. Now we want big valleys. Where are you, big valleys? Let's see. Find me some big valleys here. Twisted halls, up, down, there we go, valleys. Okay, so you see we've got 3 files associated to the Big Valleys map. We've got the timing file, we've got valleys left, and we've got valleys right. Now, these 2 are the actual Onslaught files. The timing file, which I will go into briefly, but I'm not going to do much modification to it, is for setting the amount of gold you get at breaks, and then also setting the par time. So what we're going to do, you don't want to just drag and drop because it's going to remove this folder, and you want to keep the source file intact. So I'm going to go ahead and right click the valleys left and copy, and then I'm going to paste it over here in my Onslaughts folder. I'm going to do the same thing for big valleys, or for valley right. Copy and then paste. Alright, so we're done with the help folder that opened up. In fact, you can actually close the Orcs Must Die 2 workshop tool for the meantime. So let's hop right on in and take a look at the Onslaught files themselves. So let's go ahead and we'll right click on Big Valleys left, and we're going to edit with Notepad. And it is going to open up like so. I'm going to go ahead and close that out and right click on Valleys Right, and then you're going to see 2 separate tabs up here. You got Valleys Left and Valleys Right. So I'm going to go ahead and right click on the tab up top and go Move to Other View, and then that's going to put both of these Onslaught files right next to each other. Valleys Left and Valleys Right. Now, looking through the Onslaught file itself, it's pretty easy to understand. In fact, these guys are really easy to edit. So, as we see, Wave 1, we've got groups coming out of the left entrance, nothing out of the right side. So we want to go ahead and start editing up Wave 1. Now, you see in Wave 1, the very first things to come out are 4 light orcs, then a pack of 5 light orcs, and then in co-op, there would be 5 crossbow orcs as well, and that is going to be the first group. You see that's separated by these group tags. Now you also see there's a delay up here. Now I don't require a delay, especially in Wave 1, so I'm going to reduce that all the way down to 1, which is 1 second. And then let's start changing the mobs. So we see the start, we've got 4 mob orc light, which are light orcs obviously. We want to change that to, say, let's say 8. And then also, we want to make these guys heavy. The second little pack in Group 1 is going to be 5 Mob Orc Lights. We're going to change that one as well to 8. And we'll make those medium. And then on co-op, there's going to be 5 Crossbow Orcs that come out. We're going to go ahead and up that to 10. Make it a little bit more challenging for the co-op guys. Then when we continue on, we look down to the second group in Wave 1. There's going to be 10 Light Orcs. Let's change those to Heavies. Then in co-op, there's going to be 5 Medium Orcs. Let's go ahead and up that number to 10. And then the third group in Wave 1. There's 10 light orcs and then 5 medium orcs in co-op. So we're going to keep the 10, but we're going to change these guys to heavies. And in co-op, let's make it 10 as well, but let's change them up to crossbow orcs, as crossbow orcs are always quite the pain. There we go. So that's basically it. We're finished with Wave 1. So let's go ahead and hop on in-game and take a look at what Wave 1 looks like now. So I'm going to go ahead and just exit out of Notepad++. It's going to ask me if I want to save the files. Indeed I do. And let's get Orcs Must Die 2 running. I'm going to go ahead and close that workshop tool as well. Alright, so here we are in-game on the Big Valleys map. And let's see, so all we did was we changed Wave 1. And Wave 1 is going to be the very left entrance here, and they're all going to run this way. So let's go ahead and set some traps up for these guys. I think I'm just going to spam down some arrow walls and call it good. Got my trusty blunderbuss.
Let's go.
So let's go ahead and check out Wave 1. As you see, we're starting right off. We got heavy orcs. We got no, there was no wait since I changed the delay to 1 second. And that's good. Let's get these orcs coming right away. Make this map a little bit more challenging. Take that.
There has to be some sort of wreck.
And we got a bunch of heavy orcs coming. And we see that our onslaught was successful. We'll go ahead and finish out the wave here. Now, of course, I'm playing solo.
Sweet.
And there we go. Now, one thing I did notice is this Wave 1 was just too darn easy. Yeah, it's just Wave 1, I know. But an easy Wave 1 is not a happy Wave 1. So we want to make it just a little bit more difficult. So let's go ahead and hop on back into our Onslaught Files. Alright, so we're back with our Onslaught Files. Actually, the wrong file I opened there. Okay, so there we go. We got valleys left and valleys right. So let's go ahead and spice things up just a little bit for Wave 1. So first off, to start off, it's always quite a pain in the butt to have a ball and chain right in the middle of a pack of heavy and medium ogres. So we're going to go ahead and we can just copy this line. Then we're going to go up to our mob orc heavy line. Just hit enter. That's going to create an additional line here. And paste. Now we're going to have to change this to 1. And then the name of the ball and chain is mob orc female. So we're going to go ahead and add a ball and chain right out of the gates into Wave 1, right in between these two packs, and that's going to help buff these guys up. Now for co-op, of course, we want it to be a little bit more difficult as well. So we're going to go ahead and copy this co-op line. And let's come down here to the second group. And right in the middle of those heavies, let's go ahead and throw down, how about 1 Gnoll Hunter? And that's going to be just Gnoll and then Hunter. Make sure you're changing the quantities to 1, obviously, or things are going to go drastically wrong. What else do we want to do? I think we want to get a Hunter in there as well, just for regular mode. So that'll put one. We're going to put 1 Gnoll Hunter in for solo, and then we're going to put 1 Gnoll Hunter in for co-op in addition. So in co-op, there's going to be 2 gnolls rolling out right in this second group of wave 1 here. And then when we come down to the third group here, let's add a little spice to that one as well. And why don't we throw in... what should we throw in? How about... let's see, let's get a fire ogre in there. So that's going to be just ogre and then fire. That will we'll get the fire ogre in there. That way they'll be a little resistant to the fire carts that are going overhead that we can use. And that's looking pretty darn good for wave 1. Now wave 2, as you see, we've got mobs coming out of both sides. So at the start of wave 2, there's going to be some kobold sappers. There's even more for co-op, followed by some crossbow orcs, and then some light orcs, and even more for co-op. And out of the right side, there's going to be crossbow orcs, kobold sappers. On Nightmare, we'll have a gnoll grenadier coming out. In fact, let's add a gnoll grenadier to wave 1 as well for Nightmare. We don't want to make it too easy on Nightmare. So we're going to go ahead and just copy that line. Let's come back up to wave 1. Where do we want to put it? Let's mix it in with that fire ogre. Alright, so on Nightmare we've got 1 gnoll grenadier coming in wave 1. Alright, now let's get to editing on wave 2. Now, one of the things that makes Big Valley such a challenge is all of the sappers. There's quite a few sappers. So let's boost them up a little bit more. Instead of having 3, why don't we have 6? And then on co-op, we'll have 6 more. So when you're playing co-op, that's going to be 12 sappers coming out of the left side. How awesome is that? Then we got some crossbow guys. Let's go ahead and bump the crossbow guys up to 10. We'll make it 10 heavy orcs instead of the lights. And then for co-op, why don't we add in 10 medium orcs? And this is all going to be coming out of the left side, of course. Now for the right side. Now you notice here we've got a delay. So these guys come out, and 5 seconds later, the right side opens up. Let's make this just a little bit more of a challenge. We're going to drop that to a 3-second delay. Now we don't want to drop it to 0 or eliminate the delay, because we don't want these mobs coming out at the same time as the sappers, as that's going to make it just too easy. You can blow the sappers up and kill all the mobs. So we want the sappers out there before this door opens, essentially. So let's see. Let's what do we want to do there? Let's make it 10 crossbow orcs. For co-op, we'll up that number to say 8. And then group 2, we've got kobold sappers coming out of this side. So let's double those sappers, just as we did on the other side. We're going to have 6 and 6. So on co-op, there's going to be 12 sappers rolling out of there. And then crossbow guys at the end, let's go with 10. And on co-op, 10. Now, what goes better with crossbow guys than just a pissed off ogre magus? What is their name? I got my trusty OMD2 mob list here. Let's see, Cyclops Mage is the name. That's correct. I almost forgot. So nothing goes better with range than a Cyclops Mage. So let's go ahead and put a Cyclops Mage coming out of each one of the entrances. So to do that, we're just going to let's see. We'll put them right in the middle with these crossbow guys. So we'll go ahead and copy that line, and then we'll add it right underneath the crossbow guys. We're going to have one Cyclops Mage. I will flash that mob list up again before it's over and let you guys scroll through it. That way you can screenshot it or write down all of the mob names so you have them. So we got one Cyclops Mage coming out of the left. And then let's put one coming out of the right as well. We're going to put it right after the first pack on this side. Now, what's worse than 2 Cyclops Mages? Well, I would say 4 Cyclops Mages. So why don't we go ahead and enter some in for 2 additional ones for co-op. So let's see, we'll just put it directly underneath that line. We're going to just put one Cyclops Mage. And then we'll copy that line as well. And let's put it right underneath this one here. So that's awesome. Now in co-op there's going to be 4 Cyclops Mages and a bunch of crossbow guys coming out. So it's going to just unleash hell. So what else do we want to do here? See, on Wave 2 on Nightmare we have a Gnoll Grenadier coming out. Let's go ahead and make that 2 Gnoll Grenadiers. And then let's throw in another Cyclops Mage on co-op. Let's see, do we want to do it on each side? No, I think that's pretty good. What we can do, well, that's actually going to make for a fairly challenging wave. So there is Wave 2. So I'm going to go ahead and edit through the rest of this Onslaught. It's real important after you do the Onslaught to actually play through it and make sure it's not ridiculous. If people aren't having fun, they're not going to play your mod. So you got to make it enjoyable. Make it a challenge, but make it achievable. If it's not 5 skullable, then it's no good. So I'm going to go ahead and close these guys out and save both of those files for now so that we're good. Here's a quick look at the mob list. So of the orcs, we got mob, orc, light, or light orcs, the capital M, capital O, capital L, all the way down through to the ball and chain, which is mob orc female. Ogres, we got mob ogre fire, mob ogre frost, mob ogre armored, and mob ogre gold. Mob ogre gold is moneybags. And we see we got the kobold runners and sappers. We've got trolls. We've got gnoll hunter and grenadiers. Here's the flyers. We got the hellbats, the frostbats, bile, and storm, which is the lightning. Here's the elementals. Earth medium, earth greater, fire medium, fire greater, water small, and water greater. For some reason I'm not finding a water medium. When I put in water medium it's not coming up. And then others, we've got the Cyclops Mage, the Hobgoblin Shaman, the Hobgoblin Healer, and I've got improper capitalization there, Mob Goblin Sapper, and the Mob Yeti. So that's a quick look at how to do custom Onslaughts for OMD2. I hope this helped. I'm not going to go all the way through the Big Valleys map with you guys because I want it to be a surprise to you once you play it. But hopefully that helps out. If you have any more questions that need to be answered, please put it in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching.